there's been a constant battle for the LGBTQ community to eliminate the social stigma associated with same-sex relationships. Members of the community were often told to fix themselves, but gradually people started realizing that it was not a problem that needed to be fixed. It was just their way of living and loving. As part of the NDTV Titol Banega Swasth India campaign, we bring you inspiring stories of the LGBTQ community, stories of their relationships, their struggles, and despite that, their spirit of love.
With you, the sun is shining 24/7. 'Cause when we're together, it feels like we're in heaven. If it will get dark, you'll be my million stars. I know I can lean on you. Ooh, you catch me like a leaf falling from a tree. If I'll be a shooting star, you make a wish. No, I don't fake this kind of feeling, never felt so real. My heart is on the table 'cause you're my everything. I do, I wanna marry you. 'Cause when you're around, I know it's true. The way you make me feel is so good, baby. So good, so good. Every single day we spend apart, I wanna be with you. Baby, take my hand, hold it tight just like you do. Feels so good, so good.
Everybody needs to be loved and supported by their families and communities. Parag Mehta and Vaibhav Jain took the plunge after 6 years of togetherness, a wedding in Texas and then a big fat Indian wedding in December 2019. Today the couple is fighting to legalize gay marriages in India.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, good, sweetie. How are you?
I miss you.
Miss you too.
We should probably explain to people why we are not in the same room.
Yeah, so I am right now in Windsor, Ontario, in Canada. I am with my brother, and I hadn't seen my family, both my parents and my brother's family, in almost 14 months.
And I'm in Texas. I've been here for the last 6 months, helping to take care of my parents, who finally got their COVID vaccine yesterday. So I feel like I've done my duty as a son to get them through the pandemic. And but I miss you. I miss being apart. We've been apart for almost a month. It was Pride 2012 in Washington, D.C. Every year in June, we celebrate the Pride Festival. And for the first time in my life, I had been invited to march in the Gay Pride Parade. And so I decided to just have a really good time that day and just dance and sing and have a lot of fun. And so whenever I saw anybody who looked even remotely desi in the audience, I would run up to them and I would start dancing. And I guess one of the people I danced with was you.
I felt like I've known you forever. I felt like, I don't know, it was like people, say that it's not true. I believe that, I knew that night that you were my soulmate.
So I had been out to my family for about 13 years by the time you and I met. And while they were very supportive and they had, publicly talked to their friends and our family about me being gay, I had actually never brought home a boy or even mentioned anybody I was dating to them. But they found out about you because you and I were coming home from dinner and my mom called and it was on Bluetooth in the car. So you heard the conversation on speaker and my mom said, "So what's going on? Are you dating somebody?" And I said, "Yeah, he's wonderful. He's a very sweet guy. I really like him." And she said, "Is he out to his family?"
No.
And I said, "No, not yet. He hasn't told his parents yet." And she said, "Well, then it can't be serious." He said, "He can't be serious about you until he's comfortable being who he is."
Growing up in India, I never knew that I was even gay. Like I figured this word out, much later when I was in school. Maybe I think some friend mentioned it. I looked it up and I knew enough that I shouldn't talk about it. And it was, after I met you and I saw the level of acceptance that you had, not just from your family, from your own parents, but from your, your larger extended family. And I remember you mentioned this to me once that Vaibhav, you don't owe it to anybody, but you owe it to your parents. So I won't lie, it was incredibly hard. My parents had come to see me in Switzerland. They were leaving for Delhi. We had finished a week trip, had lots of fun. And I just sat with my parents and I told them and started to cry. It became a very emotional conversation. And my parents had, again, just like yours, had no frame of reference. I think it took them a minute just to understand that I just don't like girls, I like men. And they were very supportive at that time. And they said, as parents, our responsibility is to take care of you.
2016, September, we got engaged. And then a few months later, on January 19th, 2017, on Barack Obama's last day as president of the United States, we went to a court. We got married. Didn't know what the new government would do to marriage equality. So we wanted to make sure you had the rights and protections. Then, fast forward 2 years, we decided that we wanted to have a big traditional Indian Jain wedding. We had our wedding invitations that had just been printed. And your mom and dad had taken the first wedding invitation and they had left it at the Jain Mandir because the first invitation always goes to God. But the second invitation goes to God's representative on earth, which was your Nani.
I still think about the fact that, my mother showed the courage that time that she told Nani, and then it just so happened that, it was our luck that we both saw Nani ji before she had to leave. Parag, you met her once, we got her blessings, and that set the tone for my entire family. My Nani, I think, would be maybe a third or fourth grade educated in a small town, and she had the wisdom that so many still struggle to have. That no, society is more important, no, rituals and culture and, our traditions are more important. And this 85-year-old woman in a small town with very little education understood, no, none of that matters. What matters is love, what matters is family, and what matters is, acceptance.
We, a year ago, went to the Indian consulate in New York to register our marriage, and they refused to do so. So we filed a petition with the Delhi High Court.
I am a citizen of India. And it was personal for me is because when I'll give you an example, Parag, right now, during COVID. In the government of India, obviously out of an abundance of caution, has suspended all visas for OCI citizens, overseas citizens of India, everything. If I were to go back to India right now, you can travel with me because you are an OCI and my spouse, but you're not a woman. I feel like, why not? When there are straight people and, my brother or my uncles or aunts, anybody who gets married outside, in America, and they are to come to India and their marriage is recognized, why not mine?
I think it's definitely easier to be openly gay in the United States compared to in India, simply because we have now 25 years worth of legal advance that's happened here. We think that government and laws are very separated from the individual or from the family, but the truth is we're all sort of caught up in this one social fabric together. So when the laws change, attitudes change as well.
That marriage equality will give me that right, will give me that level of respect that I think I deserve. And I'm not asking for anything big. I'm just asking for a basic right to be recognized.
And do you think we'll win?
Absolutely. I have such deep faith in my judicial system, in my country's judicial system. I have seen that my courts have always given rights, never taken away rights.
You know what else will make a big difference? If more successful people who are LGBTQ will come out and say so proudly, without any reservation, bindas, without shame, my favorite word, bindas, and own it, because that doesn't just send a signal to the kids who need role models, it sends a signal to the parents who need to know that their kids will be okay.
If one's child comes out to be lesbian, gay or bisexual, it's not something that one is prepared to immediately understand. But it's important that parents accept the child's identity. Rather than rejecting one's child, it's important that parents support their children because each child is unique.
Hi, I'm MX Riya Sharma. I'm 20 years old. I'm studying psychology now. And I feel that being gay is just another part of me and it does not define me as a person. I think I knew that I was different as long as I can remember. One incident that I always narrate was when my dad used to shave. I would just go up to him and ask that I wanted to shave too.
Rhea using a T alphabet and trying to shave, put the foam on her face and trying to shave her face because Rhea saw me, shaving with a razor which used to look like a T.
Perhaps that was the first time that I realized that I was different and something was going on. Initially I thought that it was a childish play like different children do, but slowly it became a safe space for me to be myself and I felt comfortable when I was doing that. Then when I entered school, I realized that my friends who were females were getting attracted to males, and in spite of how much I tried, I could never date a man. I would feel uncomfortable when I would do that. Then there was a time when I started menstruating, and there was also the time when people told me that it was a transformation, you would have to be a woman now. And I never had the idea of being a girl myself. So there was these two lives that I was living, one about exploring my gender and one about exploring my sexuality. And so it was very difficult for me to live in these two parallel worlds and understand myself.
Perhaps she was also trying to give us hints, that she was different, she was gender fluid or she was lesbian.
I remember that at around 9 o'clock, I was just waiting for my dad to come home, and he came in, he kept the bag, and then I started crying. I didn't know what to say, and both of them came and I didn't have words to say. I had practiced it the entire day. Okay, mom, dad, I'm lesbian, I'm gay. क्या बोलूँगी मैं वो आएंगे तो? But when the time came, I could not say anything, and I kept on crying. I couldn't say anything. My dad hugged me and he asked me, क्या हुआ? क्या है? बताओ हमें. And then I kind of came up that yes, mom and dad, I'm lesbian.
We said, Rhea, it doesn't make any difference to us. You are growing up to be a good human being, and that's what we want you to be. And your sexual orientation is your choice. It's your. It doesn't really make any difference to us.
I'm very happy with my life. I've been very fortunate with accepting people around me, and I'm really proud of myself today.
I would like to mention that be reasonable and support your children. Stand by them.
In a society that is bound by rigid norms, whether it's culture or social, that dictate terms of anything, whether it's marriage, career, your relationships, lack of family support is a huge blow for the mental as well as physical aspect of the LGBTQ community. Sindhoor and Spurti have been living together for over 4 years now in Bengaluru, and they're extremely happy.
Regarding the feelings for girls, like maybe when I was in 5th or 6th standard, I knew that maybe I was a bit different, but my feelings started like in the very early stages, like when I was 4th or 5th standard. So as soon as I knew that I had feelings for girls.
She came to my house on her birthday and she conveyed her feelings to me.
I didn't come to your house on my birthday. I came one day before.
Okay, that's okay. Okay. She conveyed her feelings on her birthday.
On my birthday.
On your birthday.
Thinking that you will not reject.
I said I rejected her at the first time, stating that I don't know about all these things. This is first time I'm hearing all these, and then she blocked me every way. Stopped talking to me, Later I took a day, then I thought that I might miss something if I reject her. She is the one for me.
Because we had long conversation, we had discussion, I told you how things work and all. And she said that might be I am missing my ex, so only I am telling all these things.
That's okay. Then later
But
I took a date.
I was stalking you for almost 6 months on your Facebook.
You were stalking, I didn't know about
Why
that.
I should know? Why you should know?
Later I took a daytime. I thought
Thank you for the date.
I should accept her or else I'll miss a big thing in my life. So the next day I called her, I messaged her and I said we should meet.
I blocked you, but I was calling your mother, I was texting your mother to understand if you were fine and all.
Okay. Right, you are right. Then we met. She said me, I'll be with you whatever happens, that's okay. If your parents reject, let them take time. We discussed almost everything that day, and then I said okay to her and she also accepted. No, I accepted her. Then she got me the ring. From that day we are engaged. Before, I used to think about society, what the society will think, and I used to suppress my feelings and my suggestions, concepts, everything, and I used to listen to the society or my parents, whoever.
People might tell that this is wrong, this is against the nature, everything. I understand the things have come like that, but that people also have to understand that we are just humans. We do not decide anything. भगवान ने हमारे किस्मत में सब लिखा होता है. We are just go according to their path. Biggest challenge for both of us is to convince our parents. We try to convince them. We made all our efforts in all the ways, but they didn't convince till date. But still,
Your parents are better.
My parents are a lot more better than her parents. They have started talking and all.
It's been 4.5 years now. My parents has not talked to me till now, but she has been my father, my mom, and I have a sister. So she suggests me like my father. She guides me like my father. She protects like my mother, and she plays with me like my sister.
See, people think like these are the two subcategories: homosexual, heterosexual, and so on. It's nothing like. You have got the same feelings. You have same emotions. You cry, you laugh, you do things what normal couples does. The basic thing is
just hanging out.
You are in love with the same person, same sex person. Nothing else. So things are pretty much same. People have to understand that.
Thank you.
While the LGBTQ rights have evolved in the last few years, but for transgenders, it's not been easy. It's a life of discrimination. Kolkata's Ranjita and Shivansh have not really had it easy. Let's see how this transgender couple is not just living a happy life together, but they're also helping people in their community live happy and content lives.
शिवांश इज़ माई फेसबुक फ्रेंड और हम लोग मिले थे 4 साल पहले.
रंजिता से मैं जब बात करता था तो मुझे काफ़ी अच्छा लगता था और जितनी मैं परेशानियां जितना मैं लेके चल रहा था वो कुछ टाइम के लिए उससे बात करके मैं थोड़ा सा मुझे बहुत रिलैक्स फील होता था उससे बात करके. काफ़ी अच्छा लगता था मुझे.
शिवांश मेरे एक वर्कशॉप में दिल्ली में मेरे से मुलाकात हुआ.
उसके बाद हाँ उन्होंने मुझे अपने जन्मदिन वाले दिन उन्होंने इनवाइट किया कलकत्ता, तो मैं गया भी.
मेरा पहला जो प्यार था उस जगह से मैं देखा जो सीसजेंडर जो पुरुष हैं और हमें एक्सेप्ट करना उसका सोसाइटी उसका समाज में बहुत प्रॉब्लम था. पर शिवांश पहले से ही मुझे ये सपोर्ट सिस्टम में लाया जो क्योंकि मैं सुबह से रात तक हमारा मूवमेंट जो है एक्टिविज़म जो है इतना लड़ाई के बाद क्योंकि अभी भी ह्यूमन सिविलाइजेशन में हमें हमारे जैसे इंसानों का कोई भी जगह नहीं है समाज पे, तो उस जगह से मैं टूट चुकी थी. और उस समय शिवांश आया तो उस जगह मुझे लगा जो हाँ ये कुछ होने वाला है, क्योंकि हम लोग दोनों शायद दोनों के लिए ही बने हैं। और उसका भी फैमिली में वही प्रॉब्लम था, क्योंकि उसका भी फैमिली से वो सपोर्ट उसको नहीं मिल रहा था।
जिस फैमिली से मैं बिलोंग करता हूँ और वहाँ पे जैसे कि हमेशा से चलता आया है कि एक लड़के को ज़्यादा महत्व दिया जाता है और एक लड़की को हमेशा दबाने की कोशिश की जाती है। और जैसे कि हमेशा हर बार मेरे साथ हुआ भी, तो धीरे धीरे करके जब मैं रंजिता से मिलने के लिए उनके जन्मदिन पे मैं कलकत्ता आया तो मुझे इतना पाबंदी बिल्कुल नहीं लगा कहीं से भी। मैं जब उस दिन उनके साथ बैठा, उनके साथ जब काफ़ी उनकी कम्युनिटी के काफ़ी लोग थे, उसमें से कुछ ट्रांस मैन थे, कुछ ट्रांस वुमेन थे, मैं उनसे बात भी किया। उनकी सोच और हमारे ग्वालियर की सोच मुझे बहुत अलग लगी और मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगी।
मैं 2 दशक से काम कर रही हूँ LGBT को लेकर, और ख़ास मैं ट्रांसजेंडर समुदाय को लेकर काम कर रही हूँ। और उस पर देखा गया है जो बदलाव वो सिर्फ अर्बन में है, रूरल में अभी तक कुछ मुझे दिखाई नहीं देता।
सबसे पहले मैं अपनी बुआ जी को बताया ये वाली बात, तो उन्होंने कुछ हद तक समझाया, लेकिन फिर भी मुझे ऐसा लगा कि उस चीज़ का भी कोई मतलब नहीं था मेरा समझाने का। एक बार नहीं मैंने 2 बार समझाया, 2 बार नहीं मैंने 3 बार समझाया, 3 बार नहीं मैंने 4 बार समझाया, लेकिन कोई मतलब नहीं हुआ।
और उस जगह से मैं बोलूँगी हाँ, एक्सेप्टेंस सोसाइटी में बहुत हुआ है, थोड़ा थोड़ा जगह पे अभी भी खुलकर नहीं हुआ।
एक ट्रांस वुमेन से ज़्यादा संकट वाली ज़िंदगी होती है एक ट्रांस मैन के लिए। मैं जी रहा हूँ और मैं इस तरह से, मेरे साथ रंजिता भी रह रही है, तो रंजिता भी जानती है कि उससे दुगनी प्रॉब्लम मेरी है, ये मैं जानता हूँ। मैं जब भी मैं सडन कहीं पे भी जाता हूँ तो मुझे बहुत सारी चीज़ें सोचनी पड़ती है।
और एक छत के नीचे जब हम लोग आ रहे हैं तब दोनों का ही वो पिछड़ा हुआ भविष्य जो हम लोग बहुत दुखदाई है, और उसको लेकर हम लोग जब बात करते हैं, अभी हम लोग एक जगह में रहकर जो दिन पर दिन जो कठिनाई के सामने कर रहे हैं, तो अच्छा ही लगता है।
बोलते बोलते मैं बहुत ज़्यादा इमोशन हाँ बिल्कुल, क्योंकि मेरी ज़िंदगी में जो भी गुजरा है वो बोलते बोलते मेरे मुंह पे आ जाता है। मैं क्या करूँ, गिरने की कोशिश करूँ। मैं बस यही चाहता हूँ, मैं यही कोशिश करूँगा कि एक दिन मेरे डैडी को मुझ पे नाज हो और वो बस स्माइल करके यही बोले कि मैं गलत नहीं था, थोड़ा सा अलग था पर मैं गलत नहीं था। तो मैं यही बोलूँगा कि मैं कल भी नहीं थका था, मैं आज भी नहीं थका हूँ और मैं कभी नहीं थकूँगा।
अंत मेरे परिवार में बहुत कोई नहीं है, पर शिवांश आने के बाद मुझे लगता है जो परिवार में हम लोग संगबद्ध हुए हैं।
People should be able to love without being in the fear of being judged. Love is something very special between two people. So it's imperative to understand that love is just love.